Plato's Symposium, we come now to the speech of Phaedrus, the first speech in praise of love at this famous drinking party where Socrates and some other people decide to not overdo the alcohol and spend their evening giving speeches in praise of love rather than drinking too much. Phaedrus gives the first speech, and we're looking here at the translation published by Hackett here in the Complete Works of Plato. Phaedrus says, "Love is a great god, wonderful in many ways to gods and men, and most marvelous of all is the way he came into being." Remember, this is a polytheistic culture, ancient Athens. Love is a god, he says, Phaedrus. We honor him as one of the most ancient gods. And the proof of his great age is this: the parents of love have no place in poetry or legend. You can tell how great and how old is the god love, Eros, because his parents aren't even mentioned. He cites Hesiod, he cites some other old sources, a poet, a philosopher, or perhaps a philosopher and, according to the footnotes here, an early 5th century writer of genealogies. Anyway, all sides agree, philosopher and poet and writer of genealogies, Phaedrus says, all sides agree then that love is one of the most ancient gods. As such, he gives to us the greatest goods. I cannot say what greater good there is for a young boy than a gentle lover, or for a lover than a boy to love. These are all men giving speeches in praise of love, Eros, and the context here is Athenian homosexuality. They're talking about not equal, symmetrical gay relationships like we might be more likely to think of today, but a lover and a boy he loves, or a lover and a young man that he loves, an older person and a younger person in a non-symmetrical relationship, lover and loved, more active, more passive role. And Phaedrus says, there is a certain guidance each person needs for his whole life, if he is to live well, and nothing imparts this guidance, not high kinship, not public honor, not wealth, nothing imparts this guidance as well as love. What guidance do I mean? I mean a sense of shame in acting shamefully, and a sense of pride in acting well. Shame at acting shamefully and pride at acting well are terribly important things, and a person in love, if a man in love is found doing something shameful or accepting shameful treatment because he is a coward and makes no defense, nothing would give him more pain than being seen by the boy he loves. In other words, a person who is in love is inspired by love to be good. Now, the crucial thing about Phaedrus' speech here is that love is superior to virtue. Love supports virtue, but love and virtue are not on the same level. Virtue serves love, not vice versa, in Phaedrus' analysis. Now, I'll skip over most of the remainder of the speech of Phaedrus, and let's just look at the last bit. He says, the gods honor virtue most highly when it belongs to love. They are more impressed and delighted, however, and are more generous with a loved one who cherishes his lover than with a lover who cherishes the boy he loves. A lover is more godlike than his boy, you see, since he is inspired by a god, etc. Therefore I say love is the most ancient of the gods, the most honored and the most powerful in helping men gain virtue and blessedness, whether they are alive or have passed away. Love serves virtue, or love supports virtue, but virtue serves love more than vice versa. Virtue belongs to love, not vice versa. And then we have some, well, that's it, actually. That was more or less what Phaedrus said, according to Aristodemus. There followed several other speeches, which he couldn't remember very well, so he skipped them and went directly to the speech of Pausanias. So, I hope I don't need to review the context much. The story is told by Apollodorus, who is recounting it from Aristodemus, who was there, and Aristodemus is not giving us, through Apollodorus, all the speeches he remembers, but we go directly from Phaedrus to Pausanias. Now, Pausanias is also going to be focused on that Athenian homosexuality customs. And these customs do typically involve an older man who is leading or training or being a mentor towards some younger man, or perhaps older boy. Honestly, I don't know how young this stuff can go. I really have no clear idea of that. And also getting some sexual privileges in return for the mentorship. And Pausanias likes this, and Phaedrus likes this, and Phaedrus here is saying that this sort of thing inspires virtue, because you're ashamed to do badly and you're proud of doing well when you're the older person, the mentor person, the lover person in this relationship, rather than the younger person, the mentee person, the loved person in this relationship. Shame and pride for respectively bad behavior and good behavior in the eyes of the person you love is a great incentive to virtue, and the gods honor virtue most highly when it belongs to love. Thus, says Phaedrus, enough, let's be done for now. Next up is the speech of Pausanias, and again, this is a series of speeches, and this is a series of videos on the speeches, and if you want a clear picture of everything, keep waiting. It happens one speech at a time. Thanks for watching.